Captain America Brave New World is the 4th film in the Captain America series, and of course it's the start of a new kind of a trilogy, I think, for Captain America with Sam Wilson. This is directed by a certain director. I could not pronounce the name. I don't want to butcher it. I don't want to, butcher the name, but I've heard he directed Cloverfield Paradox, which I haven't seen, but I've heard it was pretty terrible, so I can't really say anything about that or comment on that film. The plot is we see Sam Wilson is now the new Captain America as he joined forces with Thaddeus Ross, who's a new elected president of the United States of America, undercover to figure out what terrorist attack is happening around the world, but also find out who's the mastermind behind this before the world would seem turning red. So going to this film, I was very, very cautiously optimistic with this one because I've been hearing a lot of reports that it's going through reshoots. Well, not all the time. I think it's the only one reshoot. They tried to rework on the film during the writers and actors strike, and of course during the MCU's going through a rough patch, which we all know it's going through that. I think many people know, either if you're a newcomer or if you're diehard fan like myself since the first Iron Man. It hasn't been an easy ride, but I was hoping ever since Deadpool Wolverine and of course, the past MCU stuff like Agatha All Along and of course Echo, it's somewhat kind of returned to form for Marvel. I was kind of hoping the same thing, even though I didn't really have high expectations for this, but I was kind of hoping this movie could at least be good or at least be watchable in a certain degree. But after seeing this yesterday, I would say it was fine. I think it's a pleasantly enjoyable, entertaining and a serviceable entry to the MCU. Definitely not a perfect film. It's just an alright at best. Entertaining, but it could have done better in certain areas. I would say the acting all around from everyone was great. I think everyone did their best. I think everyone gave 100% in the performances. Anthony Mackie is brilliant as Sam Wilson as Captain America. Very charismatic, very likeable. He definitely gave a good performance and he definitely fits the character well. He really embodies the Captain America role and it does get me excited to see where he goes from there after this. Gone up to Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars. Does give me a treat to see where they take with that. Harrison Ford as Thaddeus Ross, who replaced William Hurt, who passed away a couple of years back. And seeing him now in this role is a dream come true to see Harrison Ford in the MCU. And he definitely fits the role well. He's probably the best performance. He's probably killing it as Thaddeus Ross, aka the Red Hulk, which, no spoiler, he's not in the movie that much with the Red Hulk, but you do see Thaddeus Ross, you start to see, the pressure on him, you start to see his character becoming what he becomes. You do actually feel that attention, which I did felt that, I kind of going, oh boy, he's going to turn to the, what, it's kind of showing it, what's going on. I won't give away the spoilers, but you do see that going into it. You can see that the transformation is kicking in. And we do have Danny Ramirez's character, Torres. He's such a fun side character who appeared in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. If you've seen the show, he's not in the show that much. We do get a chance to see more of him and seeing him interact with Cap, which I do quite like the interactions between those two characters. I think they're really fun, bouncing off one another. They do have their moments, and Walker Torres, I think he's a really fun sidekick. He's definitely a fun character to have around in the MCU, so I hope to see more of him as well. There are some fun action sequences. There is some fun aspects. There's a really cool, entertaining scenes, and it definitely has that grounded, Winter Soldier vibe. Even though I think Winter Soldier did things a little bit better than this film did, which I'll get to in a moment, because this film works so well with some great action scenes. The visual effects are really well done, especially on the Red Hulk. There's some really intense scenes you can get along with. You can just go in with the ride and just enjoy some of the action sequences, some cool fight scenes you can enjoy. And it definitely has some great moments. You can definitely get entertained by this movie. And of course, we do have another character, a really fun, character. Not as much. Definitely could have done more development on, but I would say I do like the one character who's an ex-Black Widow, and also she's an Israel, which I know there's been a lot of controversies with that character, but she's a fun addition. She definitely has her moments, but I think she did fine for what she was given. But, however, despite my praises there, this film is definitely not perfect. It could have been done better. The story itself, while the first half of the film, the first act, was really good, especially with the open action sequences, and you get to see Sam Wilson seeing Thaddeus Ross, and there's some good ideas in there. There are some good stuff going for it. And I do like that setup. I thought, okay, that's good. I like the setting up into the story. But when certain stuff happens in the second act, I think it kind of fell flat because you could tell this film is kind of jumbled because the story is a little bit inconsistent because you can tell by the reshoots and the rewrites, which I do admire Marvel trying not to make the same mistake because I think they're trying to rework on the film, trying to make it better, which is not necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes it'd be a good thing, sometimes it can be a bad thing. It all depends why. And I think there is some good intentions there, but I just wish they could have maybe, restart again, rework on the script and maybe go, okay, maybe do this here and there. Okay, let's start again, start from scratch, rewrite the script. Could have done some more rewrites. It would have made the film, a little bit more better and a bit more fluid, I would say, because it makes it a bit more consistency. But I would say this film has gone through a bit of ups and downs, especially with the editing, because you can tell by the editing, the way this film pacing, it did feel a bit rushed, it did feel a bit uneven. You can tell it's trying to get to the next point and then it cut to the next point. It definitely felt that way. I do feel like this film felt a bit rushed. There were a couple of times I was like, okay, that's a little bit rushed. Because there's certain parts they did something, but they didn't go back on it. I wish they could have done it a little bit more, or at least give me something that I can latch onto, because it did feel a little bit, can we pick up the pace a little bit, because it's starting to get a little bit boring. Now, I'm not saying this movie is bad by any means. It's good for what it was trying to do. It is entertaining. You do get your money's worth, but the story itself and certain stuff, it could have done a little bit better. As far as the villains, Giancarlo Esposito, I can't pronounce the actor's name, who's in The Mandalorian as the villain, He's good, but he was underused. I wish he could have done a little bit more with him. I do think he's somewhat good in the role, but he just got underused, and I feel like he's done a little bit dirty. Of course, we've got a return character from The Incredible Hulk, Tim Blake Nelson as Samuel Stearns, aka the leader. His design is good. I didn't mind it. It does look a bit more realistic than what comic accuracy, which is this in the Funko Pop and in the beard. But he looks a bit more disturbing looking. Not saying it's a bad idea, but his motivations, I can get where he's coming from, but it's a bit unclear. I wish they could have expanded upon it more, because there's some good ideas in there. I do see it. There's a little bit of, you had something there, but you've not done it because you're trying to get things done. I think this film could justify a little bit more. Is maybe extend the film a little bit more, give it more 10, 15, 20 minutes extra footage of the film. The film would be so much better. It would have expanded a bit more. It would feel a bit more better in hindsight. And there are some things you can enjoy. The music score is great by Laura Kaplan. I think that's a really good score. The score's got that Winter Soldier vibe. It's definitely a lot better than you think. And of course, there's only one post-credit scene, so stay behind for one post-credit scene, just right at the end of the credits rolling. As far as my overall verdict on Captain America Brave New World, it's fine. It's passable entertainment. It's definitely not horrible. It's definitely had some good ideas, some interesting stuff and themes, but it just felt a bit rushed. I just could have done a little bit more on certain aspects. This film could have been done better. I do see potential in this film. And I admire Marvel for trying to rework on this movie, and I do applaud them, but I wish they could have done it a little bit better. But that being said, I'm kind of curious to see where it takes Sam Wilson's Captain America's role in the next upcoming MCU films. I'm going to give Captain America Brave New World a C+. Guys, comment down below and tell me, what do you think of Captain America Brave New World? Do you love it? Do you like it? Do you think it's alright? Or do you hate it? Whatever the case is, comment down below civilly, please. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Until next time, see ya.